Welcome back to What Arty Noobs with General Disturbance. This is the M6. It's a tier 6 American heavy tank. It's located on the northwest corner of Fjords, and this one is under the command of the demontaxidriver of D2S. Now, he's got the 90mm main gun. He's capable of doing what he should be doing, 240 alpha, 160mm pen with standard AP, with the APCR that goes up to 243mm, and with the HE rounds he's capable of doing 320 alpha, but only penetrating 45mm of armor. But he does have a blast radius of 1.46, so even if he comes up against a heavy tank, he can blast it with HE. I'll either get a reset or he can just do damage. The M6 is basically an upgraded version of the T1 Heavy, just with a bigger armament. Sees the super chat, he wants to do some damage. Oh, that was cheeky. There's a Tiger 1 over there as well, and he bounced around off our armor. The armor on the M6 is actually heavier at the front than it is at the sides, so you don't want to get into the sides. We can see where that Tiger 131 is now. He's actually just behind that tree, and he's getting good damage on our T52 at the moment, unfortunately. Or is he the only one firing? I think there are other players firing at him. Oh! Well, unfortunately the T52's gone out the game, but we bounced another round from the Juno. In fact, there's the buzzer as well. And it looks like he's also got something close to either an 85mm or something heavier. Okay, Juno gone behind the rock. Let's get a poke out. Hello. Well, at least we've got some company now. We've got a Tiger 131 of our own wanting to get in on it. Hopefully he doesn't get hit by the other Tiger 131, but we got a nice little hit there with the low roll, 218. Our teammates in the meanwhile have actually gone down to the South Pass, and they're pushing their way through. So we might have to push on this corner very shortly if our teammates do make it through to hit the enemy in the rear. Oh, he's doing it again. He's still tempting us to shoot. He wants us to fire. Get 52 rounds of ammunition in this vehicle. We are loaded on the premium stuff at the moment to face the Juno. There he is. Hello. One into the back of the turret. In fact, he got both hits. And of course the Tiger 131's got the 88mm gun, so that's why he got a nice roll as well. Pushing on the Juno. Not sure we'll be able to get avoid shots from the Tiger, but oh, he's now one shot. He did lose his track, but Bob's your uncle, and there he is. He's out the game. Now, the M6 was actually developed in May of 1940 and standardized on the design by 26th of May 1942. They actually made 9 vehicles in total testing it out, but in the end they decided not to go ahead with the M6, and instead it never saw action. More's the pity, I suppose. It might have been interesting, but then it would have been more difficult for the engineers at the motorpool to deal with when it was damaged. Because they were only dealing with M4s most of the time, it was actually very easy for the engineers to make necessary changes. So if an M4 came in damaged, they just hand the crew another M4 that's just been repaired, and that frequently happened. So instead of actually having to repair the one that was needed and the crew to be standing idle, they were given a brand new M4 or one that was repaired and told to get on with it. In fact, some commanders actually went through quite a few M4s, including his name wasn't Commander Abrams, but I think it was Colonel Abrams, who was in fact the guy that the tank was named after, and he actually had 7 tanks called Thunderbolt. So it was actually quite a good name for him, but he went through 7 different tanks. Now, either those tanks were knocked out each time, but the crew weren't killed. In fact, frequently what happened was either the tank would actually get tracks blown off, or engine damaged, or suspension damage of some kind or other, something that the motor pool had to fix, and they would take it out of the line and just give the crew a new tank to play with. In his case though, he actually asked for extra metal to be welded to his tank, and that's why Thunderbolt is a premium tank in the game. Nice shot on the Cromwell. He was spotted though, so yeah, he needs to pull back. Oh, Tiger 131 behind us, and he plumped around right into our rear, and he got a high roll because I believe the Alpha is 220 for the 88mm. But oh, and he pumped one into the turret as well, and that was an APCR round, so he's definitely trying to kill us. We get one back though, and that pulls him back because he's a one-shot now, so he doesn't dare do it again. We lost our gunner, and we also lost our radio operator, and the moment we fixed them and got them back in, the AMX-13 F3AM hit us, and now we've lost our radio operator. Okay, Cromwell behind. So, unfortunate that he used it just the wrong moment to get his crew back in. Of course, he needed the gunner. He can't fight without the gunner. He can fight without a radio operator. In fact, in many cases, in many games, you'd think that they'd actually put bigger penalties on crews being without certain players. Like, if you lose your radio operator, then you can't see what's going on around the map. The mini-map effectively becomes fixed at the point of which it's damaged, except for those tanks which were actually in signal range, so you could actually see them. But it's actually like something else I've often thought they should bring in, not just having fire shells or arty shells that create smoke, but also, oh, we lost somebody to the Berser, yeah. Got the tracks there. Can shoot underneath the tank actually to get him. Actually got around into his lower plate instead, but he's a one-shot now for us, so we can kill him, but Dickomax instead. He's now one shot as well, so these guys can go down with the next round. Thank you very much. The reload time for this tank is 6.71 seconds, and he's got the kill. 593 is the amount that demontaxidriver has. Yes, apart from having fire shells or smoke shells, we ought to have, they ought to bring in a rule which actually says if you get hold in the fuel tanks, you've only got a limited range until the end of the game. Unless you fix those fuel tanks immediately, the fuel will literally drain out. Because at the moment, the only effect of having your fuel tanks hit and penetrated is that you've got a greater chance of actually catching fire. And it would be much better... Oh, just in front of the guy. Get it this time. That, I think, was a hit. So, because if he didn't move, then he definitely took that. They're 2 up on us. Yeah, so if the vehicle's actually only had a limited range, then from that point on, the vehicle will be immobilized and stuck where it was when it ran out of gas. And that would actually be quite good, because then if you think about it, if you get hold in the tanks, you've obviously got to get a fuel truck to come and fill you up again after you fix the tanks to make sure that you can hold on to the fuel. But you can imagine a situation whereby somebody who towards the end of the battle, he gets hit, he loses or gets hold in the fuel tanks, and all of a sudden he is immobilized towards the end of the game when it's one-on-one with somebody, and he can't take part in the battle anymore, and he becomes basically a wreck or a fixed tank, much like in the film Fury, where he wasn't able to move any further simply because he had no fuel. Well, we definitely hurt that M4A3 because he's firing at us, or was firing at us, but this Tiger 131 is a one-shot. So if he does try to get his gun to bear on us, he's probably going to suffer. Unfortunately, that Cromwell B can also get his gun to bear on us right now, And so we really do need to take care of one of the enemy. Oh, we just got hit by the enemy Arty again. This time the M44, and we're all alone now, facing 5 enemy, and we're stunned. Okay, he needs to deal with the Cromwell B. That's the most immediate threat, because it's very simple for him to shoot. Well, he's out the game. Good shot. Now he needs to deal with the Tiger 131. He can do that from here. And he does! Good shot. And that's the top gun. But we've still got 2 enemy Arty, and that M4A376 went. And I suspect that he's holding a grudge for us, mainly down to the fact that we did put that round into him after all. And he's still there. Look at that. He didn't move away. But we pumped 1 into him. We need to pump at least 2 more like that to take him out of the game. Thank you very much. He does it again. Now he's a 1-shot. Can we get another round in? Yes, he does! Now it's just demontaxidriver and 2 Arties. And one of them is directly below him. It's the M44. Now he could jump on top of him. Even though his health state... Oh, no! He gets shotgunned. Oh, the heartbreak of actually getting shotgunned by the enemy Arty. When you think you have it in the bag and you've already killed a huge number of the enemy. In fact, got a massive number. And unfortunately, the enemy Arty gets you in the end. That was an ace tanker game for demontaxidriver in the M6. He got a fire for effect for doing more damage than the hit points of his own vehicle. Bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. In fact, he got 9. He got a duelist for taking down 2 tanks who damaged him. But look at the epic medal. He got a Radley Walters medal. Yes, he did kill 8 enemy tanks. The M4A376 wet was his 8th kill. After the Tiger 131, what was it? The Tiger 131 first. I think it was actually the 76 wet was the 8th kill. And he also got a top gun for getting 6 kills. And I think the 6th kill was the Cromwell. And then he also got the high caliber for dealing the most damage in the game. In fact, it was lucky in the sense that he wasn't getting plastered by those Arties all the time while he was up on top there, because more than likely they were capable of doing it, but I suspect that they were on the move, and that's why they couldn't shoot at him. The M44 was certainly on the move, but when he dismounted from the top of the rock the way he did, he actually made it fairly easy for the M44 to plant around in, and even though they've been nerfed massively by wargaming, they are still deadly at close range with a 155mm howitzer capable of doing 500 alpha. So, let's have a look at team score. Well, he definitely got the highest damage in the game, because the highest damage was 4,842 hit points, beating the ARL 44 with only 3,034 hit points, and the Tiger 131 on the enemy team, who only had 1,879. When it came to kills, again, he leads with 8. The next highest being the M4A376 Wet, who got 3. So did the 88 on the enemy team. And when it came to base XP, he still managed to get the highest, even though his team lost, because he did so much effort, so much damage, so many kills. He got 1,206 base experience points out of that game. The second highest was the ARL 44 on the winning team, yes. Even though he died, because his team won, he got the bonus, and that's 1,177 base experience points to that guy. And 947 went to the Tiger 131. So he got the top in all 3 columns, but still lost the game. And that's heartbreak for you. He fired 31 rounds in the game, got 25 direct hits and 22 penetrations, 1 splash, damage of 4,842 hit points, of which 643 were at more than 300 meters. So most of the damage done at close range. It is a brawling tank after all. 17 hits received from the enemy, only 4 of which actually penetrated, 10 non-penetrations, was bouncing a lot of rounds from a variety of different tanks. 4 hits by way of splash damage as well. The enemy Arty was certainly having a good time at his expense, and 1,600 hit points of damage blocked by armor. 2 enemy vehicles spotted, 9 enemy vehicles damaged, 8 killed, and he actually made a loss in this game. 16,424 credits. Mainly down to the ammo selection. He did have a lot of premium ammo there, 22,515 credits for the ammo replacement. That's a lot. And 2,780 experience points out of that game as well. I can't but help feel for him, because a lot of tank players, if they think, oh, it's just me versus 2 Arty now, no, it doesn't work out that way. Arty are incredibly powerful, and demontaxidriver is an Arty player himself. He knows how to play other tanks. He just prefers to play Arty sometimes, and sometimes he plays other tanks. And the point is that in this game, he knew how powerful they were. It's just he was so eager to get down from that cliff that he didn't think that the M44 actually had a shot on him. And I'm afraid, yeah, he did. And it ended up killing him. So commiserations to demontaxidriver. It was a good try, and at least he did get the Radley Waters out of it. But I think he'll have to live to another day to try that one again. Hope you enjoyed that replay. If you did, please give this video a like, and do leave some comments down below. And thank you for watching.